I've never played soccer.
Holy shit.
Washington, D.C. today, playing a show. Wish I could play a show every Tuesday night. Right now, in Georgetown area, this is the Potomac River, one of my favorite parts of the East Coast. Playing a show in Washington, D.C. tonight at the end of this special year is a really big deal because I went to college in Maryland. I went to the Naval Academy in Annapolis. Washington, D.C. is the city where I fell in love with dance music. That's where I went and saw Alesso for the first time, where I went and saw Hardwell and a bunch of DJs that got me really into dance music while I was in college. And it's making me feel really nostalgic to be doing a show in Washington, D.C., just the city where I fell in love with dance music. And I'm really excited for the show tonight. Tim, how dependent are you on chapstick?
2 out of 10.
2 out of 10?
Not very.
What about when traveling?
When traveling,
Like when you fly?
the need is an 8, what I actually do is a 2. I suffer a lot. How dependent are you on chapstick?
Pretty dependent. It definitely varies, but I need some right now. So we're at Thunder Bar in Georgetown in Washington, D.C., grabbing lunch before we head out to the hotel to check in a different part of D.C. And a very important thing just happened in this conversation. I got to know more about Tim. I asked Tim if he played soccer at all growing up because they've got the FIFA World Cup going on right now. Portugal's beating Switzerland 5-1, and I asked, hey Tim, did you play soccer growing up? And he paused and thought, and he's like, yeah, I played soccer when I was 3. And I just thought that everyone watching, that you should know Tim, T-Pack Films, was a damn good soccer player at the age of 3 years.
It wasn't a long career or anything, but it was a big part of my life, and I definitely put in the time and effort.
I've never played soccer. Not even for a year.
Why?
Not even when I was 3.
Why?
I was just busy playing other sports. I played baseball, fall baseball, and then I played football. I did ice hockey and basketball, so soccer never happened. All right, let's see if I remember to get a key. So for the last year and a half, there's something that happens when we get to the hotel. I go use the bathroom, and I update Tim on what happened, but what I usually update Tim on didn't happen yet, but there's a key step that needs to happen before every show. So I feel completely ready to go and feel really good. I'll let you fill in the blanks of what that is. We're about to meet up with one of my favorite people in this industry. His name is Nate. This is one of my favorite people in the industry. This guy's super sharp. He runs everything super smooth. Everything leading up to this, we've been on the same page for this event. I'm really excited for it because when something like this and someone's really dialed in with the run of show, the day of show stuff before, it sets an impression of what I expect for the show. And this venue brings in all the top DJs in the world. It's kind of like a tester venue, at least in my eyes, the way I see it, for their huge venue, Echo Stage here in DC. So this is a big venue for the Rose Drive brand. Really excited for it. Sick sound. It's gonna be a good night. We're gonna go grab dinner and then head over to Soundcheck at the venue called Soundcheck.
How could I sleep at night? This electricity keeps on waking me. Why can't you read the signs?
Hey Tim,
What's up?
I gotta tell you something.
What's that?
I really appreciate you working with me, being on the team, and there's a song that I think it will express myself perfectly for how I feel right now.
Let's see.
I think we got the general clip.
Wait, don't pause that. I want to Shazam. What song is this?
Let's go!
Holy shit.
Yes. Yeah, let's go. We're into Washington, D.C., headed to the venue for the show tonight, and wish I had something really cool to say, but when we're getting close to set time, I start really focusing on the show and dialing in, getting in the zone. Not in a nervous way, but in a very focused way, so the content mind dissolves a little bit. Let's go.
You're familiar with this? I believe Frankie just...
Dude!
Frankie got you
What?
Money, right?
That is so sick!
Yeah, that's my jersey, so I'm gonna probably need that back after that.
Oh! You play? Cheers, yes.
First event in
Let's go.
Georgetown.
Mango slap, the watermelon slap, I haven't had the raspberry.
I'm gonna try the watermelon.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm pretty skeptical.
One bite. The mango one's
One bite, everyone knows the rules. Easy there, guy. Actually, this is really good. Way better than
I'm magnetized.
Tim and I are hanging out, kind of recapping from last night, and if you haven't noticed, I am someone that finds meaning and reasons behind just random things that happen. I don't think that there's much coincidence in the world, and where we're staying in DC, there's a bunch of embassies from different countries, and I think that's a little bit of a sign of what's to come in 2023. And Tim and I are both going to talk about what we think the most special moments were from 2023, like specific single moments. There's so much that we could talk about, like great shows and everything. But first I'll say there's one thing that I'm super excited about in 2023, and I think Tim can agree, that we booked this show called and that's a show that I'm really excited to announce, and it's going to be sick. We're elevating the brand, playing outside of the US a lot more in 2023, and a lot of awesome shows, venues, pushing for more festivals. It's going to be a good year. I'm really excited about the new song coming out that we'll announce at the end of the video. Favorite moment 2022, I mean, it's so hard for me to pick my favorite show, but my single favorite moment, and you were right there with me when we walked on stage in Boise at the Revolution Event Center. 1,500 or 1,700 people there, sold out show, walking on stage. Never had any sort of roar like that, walking on stage, like people losing their shit just because I'm there. That was I still remember the feeling of the chills. That was such a cool moment. And then when we played Manifest, that first drop, I mean, we have it on video too. Yeah, the chills through my body. I was like, that was such a special moment. I was just thinking, like, shout out to everyone that ran that event, because it's such a big difference when people are going to a concert or a show to see an artist and they know who they're seeing and there's hype build up.
Tate was definitely a heavy lifter.
Yes, shout out to Tate. A heavy lifter in multiple ways. Favorite moment from 2022?
Yeah, for me, it's kind of the same feeling, but at Colorado.
At Colorado State? Or at that Aggie Theater?
Yeah, we didn't really know exactly how it was going to be. It was the first time being there and everything, and then all of a sudden the first drop and every single person's hand was up in the air.
No, that's a good point where we'll talk a little bit about last night's show, but a lot of times you can really feel like if it's gonna be a good show before, regardless if you know how many tickets are sold. Just something in the air, you know, people are excited. There's a lot of chatter, people walking outside the venue, even earlier on, just foot traffic in the area. And going into that Aggie Theater show, I truly didn't know what to expect.
Well, the DJ equipment too and all that.
Yeah, the DJ equipment we rolled with and made some last minute adjustments to make it work.
Yeah.
But it worked. And no, that was a really electric show. And I don't know why I gravitate more towards the Boise State one. It was just because it's bigger, but the energy was really the same.
Yeah, they were sticking in my mind.
It was
the
nuts.
Same kind of show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If we're talking about shows, if we're going to bundle this in, I don't know if we're going to do an updated top 5 shows of 2022 clip, but to me, I mean, the energy at the Toronto show in September was nuts. The difference, though, is I think at Aggie Theater and in Boise, there was way more excitement about Rose Drive being there. And everybody going to the show in Toronto was excited about back to school events, essentially. And everybody there had a great time. A lot of people followed the Instagram and everything afterwards, but that was such a special night. But it is different when you can sense people are excited that we're there. So last night was so much fun. Everything about the venue, soundcheck, is phenomenal. The sound was unreal. The lighting and the LD was absolutely on point. The green room was super sick. I got to be in one of the photos. They're taking pictures of all the artists that come through soundcheck and they sign it. Got to do that, which was really cool. A bunch of awesome artists are on that wall, or on the photo frame. And we're talking about all these great shows, and we always on Instagram after a show say awesome night, great vibes, and it's true because that happens a lot. But when you're building a brand, it's not like every single 100% of your shows are packed and crazy. That's just part of the thing. And I think with the recent Instagram posts I made where I'm sharing content that other DJs aren't, kind of sharing some behind the scenes and realness of, you know, it was a Tuesday night in December, targeting, you know, a semi-private event. You could have bought tickets, but we didn't promote it on my social media. It was more of a private company linked up with a student organization at a school here in DC right before finals. So a Tuesday night in December, cold and rainy night, and it was an okay turnout. It was definitely one of the lower turnouts of all the shows that I've done this year, especially this fall, coming off all these crazy videos and photos and whatnot you guys can see. But it was still good vibes. Like, when you're building something, 1 is always greater than 0. People know of Rose Drive that did not know of Rose Drive before last night. And anytime you can get out there, get reps and sets, work on different things in the set, and you can ask Tim. I was playing some different songs that I normally don't play, some different mixing techniques, and that's something else I'm really excited about going into 2023 is ramping up and revisiting a lot of my DJ skills that will be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to document that process in short form content for you guys, and then in the live shows and the mixes. If you come out to a Rose Drive show in 2023, hopefully a few, you'll see that live, because I love producing mashups, and there are certain moments that I think you can only really create in a production style mashup. But then I think there are certain types of moments you can only create with a live DJ mashup, and I want to do both. So to kind of tie it all together, last night wasn't a completely packed show. It wasn't sold out or anything, but still good vibes. And I think I think people should be a little more transparent. Like, we're not going to plaster this all over the Instagram about the show not being as big, but it's part of the process. And going into 2023, we have a bunch of awesome shows coming up in January and February and March and April. So it's gonna be fun, and I'm excited to have all of you here on the journey. Okay, so real quick, I want to let you guys know I'm going to go all in on YouTube. I think it's a really special platform where you can probably see Facebook came and went, Instagram came, it's still there, starting to get taken over by TikTok a little bit. I think YouTube has been there, it's here now, and it's always going to be here. So a lot of content coming on the YouTube. It's the only place where I feel like it's a music platform and social media, and I want to show you guys how my personality and my thought process of the world intertwines with my music, and I think it's the best place to do it on one platform. But I do want to mention on Spotify, I appreciate everybody that's been streaming Magnetized. Keep checking it out, keep running the numbers up. We're closing in on 30,000 streams. We started out slow, but I hadn't released any original music for over a year. That's gonna change in 2023 with the rhythm of how much music is coming. So go check out the Rose Drive Spotify page, give it a follow if you haven't. Go check out Magnetized. But every Sunday, I'm gonna be updating a new Spotify playlist for you guys. Just dropped a new one this past Sunday. EDM, dance hits, house playlist, and every Sunday I'm gonna be updating a new Spotify playlist for you guys, so keep a lookout for that as well. All right, so Tim and I are about to roll out, head out from the hotel, and now is the time to let you all know about my next song that's coming out. Thanks for watching till the end of the video. On Friday, January 6th, my new song, Silence in Your Heart, is coming out. And here's a little clip, a little teaser clip, so you'll be the first ones to hear it. Thanks for watching.
You know I hate it. You don't
Yo, Tim, have you ever gotten food from something like that?
Never sober. How about you?
No.
You want to get some now?
You know